Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from Chris Cillizza, our favorite CNN soy boy here, from his, The Point with Chris Cillizza, CNN editor-at-large, real weaselly shitbag. I love how, he's trying to portray this as oh my God, it's so destructive. Evil Trump, politicizing mask wearing. Because, basically, they're pushing a narrative because they want to, they've politicized it, okay? He's standing up to their politicization, and he's like, well, fuck you. You want to politicize it? I'll politicize it, and I'll call you out. And that's what he's doing by politicizing it. He's calling them out on their bullshit. All right, and Cillizza doesn't like that. 63 seconds that show why Trump politicizing mask wearing is so destructive. And because Cillizza talks like this, he's such a soy boy, his voice is like a half octave higher, and he talks like a little bitch. Yeah. But anyway, they took this video and they transcribed it here. So we're just going to go through the article. So anyway, let's get into what Cillizza here has to say, Soyboy-at-large. Okay, CNN Soyboy-at-large. Thousands of people flocked to Freeland, Michigan, Thursday night to hear President Donald Trump to make the case for why he deserved a second term in office. Very few among those thousands wore masks. What's funny is they try to make this claim, okay? They get this one picture here, but if you go and you look at the actual crowds, most people are wearing masks. And they're trying to, oh, no one's wearing that, no one's wearing masks. And they're literally saying this when they've got a picture of Trump with the crowd behind him, and all but 2 or 3 people are wearing masks. They don't expect people to see with their own eyes how full of shit they are. Okay, so anyway, which prompted CNN White House correspondent Jim Acosta. Oh, God. What a shitbrick. We're getting a fucking perfecta of shitbricks here. But asked House correspondent Jim Acosta to ask why. Oh, my God. Why not have the whole fucking question here? But anyway, why? Given that masks are one of the few proven ways that we can mitigate the spread of beer flu, which has sickened more than 6 million Americans and killed nearly 200,000 Americans since March. Actually, no, it hasn't, because once you get rid of all those cases that were chalked up to it, that could have very well been, one of their comorbidities or one of the other things they were suffering, okay, you get down to it, only 6% of those numbers were actually beer flu deaths, were actually beer virus deaths. So 6% of 200,000 is way less than what you're talking about. So fuck off, you sleazy piece of shit. But anyway, the responses Acosta received to his simple question are, well, startling. What I find funny is that he was being a condescending prick, and he can't even give him the full context here. So, yeah. Here are some, thanks to CNN's Angie Trinidad for transcribing these. I have a hard time understanding why people when they talk. I have a hard time understanding people when they talk. So that's why I don't wear it. Okay. Personal choice, whatever. Because there's no beer flu. It's a fake pandemic created to destroy the United States of America. Of course, you lead off with those 2 stupid ones. Well, they're not even necessarily stupid, because I understand that I have a hard time understanding people when they talk. So that's why I don't wear it. Because if people have a hard time understanding you and you have a hard time understanding them, I can understand taking off the mask. And this idea that it's a fake pandemic, no, it's a real pandemic. It's a real disease. They just exploited it and turned it into a pandemic. I'm not wearing a mask because I have my temperature taken already and I'm not sick. So, what I find funny is you keep pushing this mask shit, okay? These people keep pushing the mask shit. Like CNN, all that, the left, the Democrats. And what's funny is, and they've tried to fucking get this removed. Okay, the University of Minnesota CIDRAP, C-I-D-R-A-P, I think it is. 2 experts went through all the data about wearing masks and how effective they are. And they basically said they don't do fucking shit. Yeah, do you want to push this shit? And it's not healthy for someone who's healthy to be wearing a mask. Why am I not wearing a mask? I'm not wearing a mask it should be for a couple different reasons. If you're going to transcribe the shit, it's not mask or a couple different reasons. It's for a couple different reasons. Real good transcribing job Trinidad did here. The stupid bitch typoed She couldn't even proofread her shit. You are an editor at large and you couldn't even proofread it. You're attacking Trump supporters and you can't even quote them correctly by making sure there aren't even typos. Wow. Mainly because, so anyway, for a couple different reasons. Mainly because a lot of the numbers that have come out on the coronavirus is not as big as the media makes them out a lot bigger than they actually are. One of the other reasons is I'm very young and people who are here, is that I'm very young and people who are here, coronavirus is a very serious issue. Is not a very serious issue, I'm sure is what he said. And he's young. So yeah, young people, I love this. These people are saying reasonable shit. Well, I'm at very limited risk. I don't see why I should be wearing a mask. Very reasonable stance. But according to Cillizza, okay, what was the fucking title again? It shows why politicizing masks is so destructive. Why? Because they're not buying into your shit and they're questioning it and they're basically quoting shit like with this guy, well, the number, with this guy saying, hey, he's young, which he's not at risk. Okay, it's not a serious issue for him. The media makes it out a lot bigger than the numbers are out a lot bigger than they actually are, which you have. You've pushed false stories, these numbers, like with the fact of like when, someone blows their brains out or Superman's over a motorcycle and dies on impact. And he happened to have it supposedly, the beer virus, and the guy that blew his brains out, who is only alive because of life support. Yeah. And when it comes out, those were bullshit things. You try to run cover and go, well, those were like outliers, or you just ignore it. And you don't like the fact that these people are actually informed. Part of it, I'm not really worried about it because the death rate is for this is pretty low unless you have low immunities. Yes. See, they don't like that. They don't like the fact that if you have multiple things, that's how you die. Take that out. Okay, the comorbidities or the other factors like like on the note of well, they're all comorbidities, but you know what I mean. You get rid of the high blood pressure, the diabetes, you get rid of all those types of things, all those things, the being older than the average life expectancy. You get rid of all those things. You look at the fact of how many people died in Michigan and fucking New York City in the nursing homes because two Democrat shitbags forced the nursing homes to take infected fucking people. Because they wanted to inflate the numbers, all right? And, hey, if they want to come after me for fucking slander, hey, for saying that they intentionally infected the old and made sure they died to inflate the numbers, let them come at me. Because you know what? I don't give a shit. Because I know I'm in the right on that one because common fucking sense dictates it. That's why they're going, no investigation into that. No, you don't look into that. And you got Cuomo writing a book about how great of a fucking job he did while literally stopping investigations into his murder spree in nursing homes. Let's get rid of all those numbers too. The ones that were murdered. Because we can't just say they died from the virus. They were, as fucking McCoy would say, it was depraved indifference. It was fucking homicide. So you can't chalk those up. Those were murder. You get rid of all the bullshit numbers, like the ones that you intentionally, the Democrats intentionally infected and killed, the ones that had all like comorbidity. Even if you keep the normal 6%, you get 6% of 200,000. Okay? So that's 6,000 people. 12,000 people. Wow. Oops. 12,000 people, buddy. Fuck off. Trying to play this like, oh my God, how dare they? How dare they? Look at it. It's so destructive. Anyway, why? Because it really doesn't do anything, really. These little things pulls out mask. This is the worst pandemic in the world. And a little mask. This protects us from the world's deadliest and serious virus that ruined our economy. We have to wear this. Oh, Acosta must have loved that one. That's him getting called out. They think this makes Trump supporters look bad. They think this makes people look like shit. When someone says something like this is Acosta getting bitch slapped, getting verbally bitch slapped. And Cillizza's trying to play it like, oh my God, look at how destructive it is. Why? Because he got bitch slapped? To me, there isn't as big a concern as it really is. If everybody's afraid of it, you could die in a car crash. I mean, heart disease is one of the leading killers in this country. No one has stopped making cheeseburgers. So basically, he doesn't like the fact that people want to go back to living their lives. That's what the sentiment is with a lot of this. They just want to go back to living their lives. They want to go back to work. They want to go back to shit being normal. But because they want normal, and Cillizza and CNN and Mad Cow over at MSNBC and the rest of them there and the rest of the people over at CNN with Cillizza and the legacy media are trying to push this new normal bullshit. We can't have that. We can't have people saying, look, you know, hell, you can't wrap your, you know, I had a Southern orthopedist, and he basically said this saying about you can't wrap yourself in cotton, meaning, you know, you can't protect yourself from everything. You just got to live your life. That's what these people want to do. I'm not afraid. The good Lord takes care of me. If I die, I die. We got to get this country moving. What are we going to do? Wear masks and stay inside for another year? What will that get us? Let's just mail out more checks to everybody and let the country go bankrupt. Ooh, the truth hurts. This is why they don't like this. Because these are all true. I mean, when I read through this, I was like, yeah, I got to cover this. Because these people are speaking truth. And so Liz is trying to demonize them and be like, well, look at how destructive it is. Why? Because they're speaking truth. They're not buying into your bullshit. They're not buying into the narrative. They're not buying into the exploitive bullshit the Democrats are trying to do with this whole situation. You're afraid it's contagious? In truth, you really need to watch how people respond to get the full effect. Really? I think we got the full effect from just reading it. You look like shit. You think this makes them look like shit. You're the one who looks like fucking idiots. Jesus, Cillizza. Okay, now go back and read through the responses above and consider that beer virus is projected to kill more than 410,000 Americans by the start of 2021. Holy shit. When I first started this article, when I first pulled it up to go do it, that said 400,000. Now they're upping at 10K, or at least I think they did. I could have swore it said 400,000, and that's complete horse shit. These are the same pieces of shit that pushed this. If we did absolutely everything perfect, locked down the whole country, everyone was quarantined in their homes and everything else, we would end up with 2 million dead. Then it was 1 million dead. Then it was, oh, we're going to end up with 500,000. Then this was like by the time we had just reached 100K. Now they want to be like 410,000? Every projection these assholes have pulled out of their ass has been a lie. So I ain't buying the 410,000. By the start of 2021, 410,000 will be dead. I'm calling bullshit. Assuming that the projection is roughly right. Oh, assuming it's roughly right. The beer virus will kill more Americans than died in World War II, 291,557, and it is nearly as many that died in the Civil War, 498,332. Wow. How, you ask, given these staggering numbers, could people not only balk at wearing a mask to prevent the spread, but also raise questions about whether the virus even exists? Well, here's the thing. You tried to push this bullshit about Sturgis with the motorcycle rally, that it was going to be a super spreader event, and you lied about the legacy media, not you specifically, but the legacy media lied about the numbers. You took the 460,000 vehicles that were counted attending by the local law enforcement, and you said 460,000 people showed up, assuming everyone drove in individually. Now, let's assume half of them had, someone riding bitch on the back of the bike. You're well over 600,000. You're pushing 700,000. Who showed up? You had 400 cases nationally from the bike rally. So some assholes come out with this bullshit thing of, oh, it cost billions of dollars. It created this thing of, oh, infected thousands of people and all that. It was complete bullshit. It's proven bullshit because we've literally, the contact tracing and everything, they've proven. As of last week, it was 400 fucking people. From 600, almost 700,000. That's doing simple math, buddy. That's using the legacy media's numbers. I did an article last week on it. I covered, I should say. I went through. This is ridiculous. These people are desperate. They truly are. The answer is not solely Donald Trump, of course. The rise of conspiracy theory pushing message boards on the dark internet corners have sowed the seeds of this sort of thinking. Oh my God, he's calling 4chan the dark internet corners. A message board on the dark internet corners. It's a mainstream fucking site that you can access. It isn't on the fucking dark corners of the internet. It's not on the dark web. Wow. The rising distrust in institutions, the government, the church, the military, the police in recent years also, without a doubt, plays a role in the promulgation of these uninformed and dangerous views. Wait a minute! Is he trying to actually invoke the name of the church here? He was the same asshole, along with other people at CNN, MSNBC, the rest of the legacy media, trying to condemn churches for holding services. Dude, fuck you, you soy boy bitch. Wow. And there's good reason to distrust the government. You got the deep state, you got the Democrats, you're all in bed with each other, okay? You get some churches that are buying into the bullshit and pushing some of the shit, which, hey, that's one thing, but we're talking about the churches in general that were actually standing up to the shit, saying people need to be able to have their religious worship. The military, okay, there isn't a distrust in the military except by lefties, especially the far leftists. The police, far leftists. But, you know, let's just fucking speak the truth about that. Hey, you know, oh, wait, you can't do that. It's all these fucking things that supposedly make it so why people ain't wearing masks. He is a moron. None of these things have a factor in it. But it is also impossible to watch or listen to comments like those from Trump supporters in Michigan on Thursday night and not see the outsized role that he has played in promulgating, views like those. No, these people came to their own thing. Okay, this is what's funny is people they don't think that Trump supporters have their own agency. They think that they're too fucking stupid to be able to make a choice on whether they want to wear a mask or not. Which I find funny because it's clear fucking projection, because you look at all these lefties. They've scared them into wearing masks, thinking if they take their mask off, they're not going to be able to breathe and fucking die. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but that's how it's become. Come on now. This is ridiculous. Trump, by his own admission, downplayed the severity of the virus. Actually, no. He was trying to keep a positive outlook. You're taking what he said out of context. Could he have worded it better to stop shitty, sleazy scumbags like you from doing that? Yes. But anyone with half a brain who's seen or heard, I should say, the interview, the tape, they know that he was basically saying, I'm trying to keep people positive. I'm trying to keep the, people from panicking. I'm trying to keep the calm. But hey, let's just leave that out. Piece of shit. He says he did so to avoid panicking the public. Yes. He has repeatedly undermined the necessity of mask wearing. No. And it's not a necessity because only the people who are at risk should be wearing masks. He has pushed quack cures for the virus, including ingesting disinfectants. Wrong. That's a lie. There is actually something that he was talking about that proved that you're full of shit. Nice try. He never said to take bleach, but maybe you should, you cocksucking prick. Dude, take a whole fucking gallon, pop the top, and down it. Of course, in Minecraft. Fucking waste of space. He has suggested that Democrats are making the virus out to be worse than it really is for solely political purposes. Because they are. When experts are saying if you can go to Walmart, if you can go to the local pizza shop, if you can go to McDonald's, if you can go to Wendy's, if you can go to a restaurant, you can go and vote. And they're going, no, you can't. We need mass, universal mail-in ballots. Of course they're trying to politicize it. Jesus Christ. And what all of the misinformation and conspiracy theory embracing is what Acosta and what all of that misinformation and conspiracy theory embracing is what Acosta captured in 63 seconds of voter interviews on Thursday night. And that should scare all of us. What? It should scare you that people aren't buying into the bullshit? Of course it does. He's trying to project the fear so that other people will get scared about this, okay? But they're the ones that are actually scared. They're the ones that are afraid of this because they know the messaging and the narrative is failing. They know that this is going to catch on and more people are going to stop wearing their masks because they want to get back to their normal fucking lives. They're not going to buy into the bullshit and they're going to see, oh my God, people aren't dying. That's why you don't see them covering Sturgis. That's why you saw with what they did say on the note of Sturgis, you had the bullshit fucking thing that idiots who had no fucking clue, that aren't medical experts, that created some bullshit model said, oh, it cost them billions of dollars, it cost billions of dollars in medical care and this and that and the other thing, when it didn't. Last week, 400 cases confirmed from the motorcycle rally. Your narrative is falling apart. That's what scares you. These people aren't buying it. You think that you can convince them to fucking buy into this shit because you seriously are playing a fucking game with the American people. All of you. Cillizza, you're a piece of shit. Everyone at CNN, you're all pieces of shit. The Democrats, you're all pieces of shit. You're trying to play a fucking game with this country. You're trying to play a game with the American people and their lives. And you know what? You all deserve to go fuck yourselves for it. And where you're so busy doing it when it's convenient, go fuck yourselves. Because I wouldn't want to interrupt you trying to fucking, be a little spurg bullshit scumbags, okay, that can't deal with the fact that you are losers and you have to cheat and lie and steal. I wouldn't want to interrupt that, by you going to fuck yourselves. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.